What's up, ladies and gents? This is Casey Kid, coming at you with another Destiny video. Today we're going to look at our Nightfalls, the Darkblade Nightfalls. We're going to see what loot we ended up picking up from all three of our Nightfalls. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and smack that like button and subscribe to the channel. Now to start things off, I actually was doing the Infinite Friendslink quest with Harmony. That's what we're doing right now in this Nightfall that you're seeing. And it was pretty cool. It was all my fault that we didn't actually get things going earlier. But finally, I was online and I saw Harmony was online. And I was like, you know what? Let's go through, let's do a little bit of this quest and see how far we get. Well, because he was already leveled up to 40, because his light level was already high enough, we were able to just knock out everything. The hardest part was actually winning a Crucible match, and that's because I was absolutely beyond terrible in our first match. So bad that I ended up with a 0.0 KD. I was terrible. But I guess that's what ends up happening whenever you have to jump into a Crucible match and you don't have any of your Crucible gear actually on you. And I was just running around on a map I didn't know with weapons that were just not suited for me in Crucible. But besides that, besides Harmony carrying me through the Crucible, we were able to go through the rest of the quest, culminating in this Nightfall. And the Darkblade Nightfall this week is a little tricky in some spots. The trickiest part with it is match game. That means that basically when an enemy has a shield, you really want to hit that enemy with a matching element, because otherwise you're not going to be able to get that shield down easily. So that's one of the reasons why I'm rocking out the Zalo Supercell in my primary slot. I have this on for Arc, I have a Void sniper rifle, and then my heavy machine gun that is solar. So that way I can swap around to any different weapons should any different type of shields come up. And honestly, I can't really remember any arc shields in it. At least not anything that really jumps out at me. So aside from match game, the other big modifier that you'll probably notice is that exposure is on, and that's why my health is just not going up, why my shields aren't going up. Pretty much you get increased shields, increased durability, but they recharge so slow. One way to get some health back though, quicker, is with my super, with my Stormcaller super, because I have on the perk where if I have full grenade and melee energy, I can get my health back. But as you'll see right here whenever I pop it, it actually does not take me back to full health. So that's just something to keep in mind. It's good for giving you a little boost, but it is not going to take you back to full health. Same thing I would imagine probably goes for the Titan whenever you pop a defender bubble. So just something to keep in mind. It can give you a little bit of a boost, but it's not going to be perfect. And here is poor Harmony, who happened to die, and gets a little welcome to the Nightfall, Harmony. Poor guy, he's never going to come in and play again. But he's ready to revive. We are absolutely going to take down the Darkblade. We're going to get all of the loot, not just some of the loot. We're going to get all of the loot this time. So again, as far as recommendations go for the Nightfall, I really strongly recommend to have some different elements on your weapons. There are wizards out there that are going to have fire shields, and they are going to be an absolute pain for you to deal with. So the heavy machine gun, the raid machine gun with solar is really good. And then there are also some witches that have the void shield. So again, a sniper rifle or something that deals out void damage where you can take those witches down. Those are some really good recommendations. Again, I don't really recall seeing much with Arc, but solar, you're definitely going to see that, and you are definitely going to utilize that. So after completing the Nightfall, I ended up getting the fusion rifle, the strike-specific fusion rifle, which was really cool, and an exotic Ingram. So that's a pretty nice way to start off the Nightfall. What kind of reward am I going to get though? Is it going to actually be able to match up to that? And here I'm actually trying to do that duo dance with Harmony, but we have to really time it out. It only took us about 500 tries before we actually ended up syncing it up, and that ended up being in the tower while we were looking quite silly. So as far as our rewards go for the Warlock, we end up picking up a Ghost Shell, and that is not great, but Pooj actually ended up with a 310 Telesto, and Harmony had already completed the Nightfall on his character. He was just doing it for the Friends quest. On my second character, on the good old Titan, we end up killing the Darkblade, and look, he drops an exotic Ingram as well, so that's pretty lucky. 3 of coins are definitely working out in my favor this time, working out in my favor this week after not being able to use them on the Nightfall last week. For this exotic Ingram, we end up grabbing a pair of boots. So, some exotic boots to turn in. It's really not going to turn into anything that I don't have, but I do always like getting those exotic pieces of gear. And on the Titan, as far as completing the Nightfall, we end up grabbing a 310 Monte Carlo, and that's nice. And unfortunately, Incucio gets the Ghost Shell, and cool guy, he already completed it and was just cool enough to go through and get that load of light. Finally, on my Hunter, he also gets an exotic drop from the Darkblade. So yes, 3 of coins, working 100% of the time in the Nightfall. You heard it here first. That is 100% guaranteed 3 of coins, and that is just a joke. That is really not true. I just happened to get really lucky this week. As far as the Hunter drop goes, though, we ended up picking up a last word. A 310 last word, and Kyushu got the hereafter, and that's good because the last time I got the last word, I actually infused it into my bad juju. I'm going to keep it around this time, even though I am really bad with the last word. So that was my Nightfall this week. It was really lucky. What did you end up grabbing? Anyway, guys and gals, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, smack that like button. Subscribe to the channel to keep updated on daily Destiny content. Check out these awesome videos. Good luck with your raids, your drops, your Nightfall, and I'll see you around in Destiny. 100% false.